Hi guys, the first test against Bangladesh is over in a draw in Pallekelle. I know one of the first impressions of the test match must have been that wow, what a easy batting wicket. And that's what it was eventually, wasn't it? I remember on the first day when the pictures of the pitch came out, it was a green top, and Rex Clementine had tweeted that it looks like Newlands, and we all expected that maybe there might be some decent movement and bounce for our fast bowlers. Remember, they bowled really well in the previous tour of West Indies, and it seemed as if our seamers will have a good time. But unfortunately, we won the toss, decided to bowl first, and even after the first half hour, there may have been a little bit of movement, even though our bowlers didn't really make maximum use of it. Not the best angles, not the best lines and lengths to be bowled on such a wicket. But then after that, it was just easy going, wasn't it? The batsmen were just very, very comfortable. The ball was coming on very nicely, and it remained like that at least until the last day. Bangladesh obviously taking advantage of these conditions. They did bat very well, take nothing away from them. They applied themselves, they were patient when it was required. They took advantage of the loose deliveries and their top order really getting among the runs. Guys like Tamim Iqbal, Mominul Haq, Shanto, all of them showing what they are made of, and that Bangladesh has really come a long way, and they are establishing themselves as a proper test playing nation, aren't they? Having said that, why did we choose to go for a pitch like that is what a lot of people are asking. Andrew Fernando did mention in one of his Cricket Info articles that maybe we did run out of our spin stocks. We know that Ambul Denia, go-to spinner in this era, is injured. Even the backup, Dovindu Tilakaratne, was injured, wasn't available, and it was as if that we didn't have any spin options to go to. There was just no backup, and that must have prompted the management and the think tank to go for a more seam-friendly wicket. However, it didn't work out. That wicket was neither spin-friendly nor seam-friendly, and that's why it turned out to be the way it was. And obviously, it would have been difficult for any bowling attack in the world to be able to pick up wickets. However, there were positives. It's good to see our batsmen, guys like Dimuth and Dhananjaya, get among the runs. Double hundred for Dimuth. What a fantastic innings it was. Typical Dimuth innings. He tried it out there. Really gritty performance. Whenever it was tough going, he took his time. There were a few nervy moments at the beginning, but otherwise he was completely in control throughout. Even Dhananjaya is wow, man. He's a batsman you could just keep watching and watching. I wish somebody made a compilation of his cover drives on YouTube. I would just watch them all day. But yeah, it's good to see them getting among the runs. Disappointed that guys like Angelo and Pathum Nissanka couldn't really get among the runs. Pathum, I would feel that maybe at the time he came out to bat, it was as if Sri Lanka were trying to accelerate and get a bigger lead so that they could have some kind of a chance to make a win out of this test match. And that's what I really liked about this test match. It would have been boring throughout the 5 days with just very easy batting. But the intent and the positive outlook that Sri Lanka had in trying to do something, trying to somehow create an opportunity for a win is what I really liked from the think tank. Towards the end, they tried to, towards the beginning of the first day, they tried to accelerate, up the scoring rate a bit more. And that's probably why we lost those wickets in a chunk that we did. And that's why guys like Pathum couldn't really make it a big score. But had he batted a bit, on top of the order, I'm sure he must have also gotten in among the runs and made 100 or even a double 100. Guy is really talented. So yeah, the intent from Sri Lanka was really good to see, and it'll be interesting to see how exactly the curators decide to make the next pitch, because the second test is in the same place at Pallekelle, and it'll be up to the management and the think tank to figure out exactly what they want to do. Are they going to take a risk and make it a typical Sri Lankan spin wicket where our spinners can come into play? Remember, Sandakan has been drafted into the squad, so he will probably play. And if so, remember, Bangladesh also has some really good quality spinners. Remember, when England were here, we were outplayed by their spinners. So that is a risk that we might be taking if we are to prepare a typical Sri Lankan wicket. But if it goes right, it will go right. But if it goes wrong, it might just go horribly wrong. So what's the safe side? Are we going to prepare a similar wicket? Are we going to make it a batting-friendly track like the first test? I don't know. What do you think? As far as I know, that was my perspective.